The mystery box has been a shadow of its former self for a long time now, from an essential requirement to your survival to now what looks like an afterthought. The mystery box has had the most tragic downfall to any feature in gaming. Sure, the concept of the box hasn't changed, but what did was the games themselves. How you progress through rounds, gameplay mechanics, new currencies, they all deeply affected the value of the mystery box. And in this video, I will be diving into the history of the box's ups and downs, and most importantly, how can we bring value back to the mystery box in modern zombies. So let's start in the beginning, where I personally think the box was at its peak. So the box was introduced to us all the way back to the beginning of the creation of zombies, Nocturne Totem. And all the box did was, for a small price of 950 points, you would get a random gun after a long animation that teases you into showing you a particular gun you've been dying to get. The Springfield. The best part about the box was that it contained weapons that you can only get from the box, like the ray gun, the PP, and on certain maps, their exclusive wonder weapon. But the only catch was the chances that you had for getting some of the weapons you wanted were random. Sometimes you got what you wanted on your first hit. Or you could be like me, making this video and be 200,000 points deep into getting all of these wonder weapons that you see throughout this video. So with that being said, there is a little strategy when it comes to how you manage your points. If you had made your way to the box and spent all of your cash on it, hoping for something good, you were kind of in a vulnerable state if you didn't have any perks or the map fully open. And if you got a bad point making weapon, or even a good killing weapon, you were kinda SOL. But that was the beauty of the box. Not all weapons that the box contained were good. Some were just straight god awful. And that was the next beautiful part about the box, was that almost every game you played, if you decided to use the box, would be different from the last. Some of these weapons from the box force you to play a different way, either more cautiously or even gung-ho for point making weapons. Either way, this for me would be the main reason why I was so addicted to this mode, mastering multiple different ways to play and to survive for as long as possible, and the catalyst for said reason was due to the mystery box. So World at War and Black Ops 1 I would say are in the same boat when it comes to the value of the box. I would say Black Ops 1 does a little better job with more map exclusive wonder weapons and equipment in the box, but due to the age and the time that they were released, really the only thing that you can do in those games were to hit the box and to survive as long as you can. So now moving on to Black Ops 2, this is where the box takes a slight hit, but it also improves massively as well. Starting off with the improvement, on certain maps like Mob of the Dead, Nuketown, Origins, and Buried, the box on each of those maps had their own map exclusive weapons, and for the most part, each of those weapons were pretty good. This would be a nice refresher from using the same weapons from prior maps. It would also be a little more exciting when you do get these weapons. Getting the AK-47 on Mob or the MG08 on Origins was always a goal of mine way back when.
Next time I want the ray gun, remember that, okay?
But onto the little hit that I mentioned earlier, this would be due to some of the maps not having map exclusive wonder weapons in the box. This for me wouldn't be too big of a deal at the time, but it was more of a W for the evolution of zombies. But the box also suffered from something else that only came into effect in 3 of the 6 maps, and that would be the bank. If you had enough savings, you can have the map all open, all of your perks, and all of your weapons upgraded as early as round 1. This would not only ruin the meant to be slow progression that zombies had been about, but it would also get rid of any inconveniences you have with your luck on the box. Doing this of course is optional, but nevertheless, it's still in the game. Now we are moving on to the golden era of zombies, which is most definitely not the case for the mystery box. This is where the box took its first real hit, and plenty of them at that. Let's start with the gobblegums. If some of you aren't familiar with the term dashboarding, it's when you're either about to die or you're just simply done playing for the day, and all you would do would shut down your game, and then you get to keep all the gobblegums you used in that game. So a gobblegum like Immolation Liquidation, which gives you 3 fire sales, could be saved as many times as you want. Again, doing this would get rid of the downside of spending thousands of points on the box and replace it with just a couple $100. This would fast forward your progression on being set up tenfold. Now let's talk about the guns in Black Ops 3. I have 2 words for you: ammo mods. More notably, Deadwire and Blast Furnace. If any one of your weapons had any of these ammo mods, you're golden. The recharge time on these ammo mods were incredibly fast, to the point that you aren't even killing zombies by mowing them down with your bullets, but by simply throwing a couple bullets towards your horde and watch as they all die. So what does this have to do with the mystery box, you might ask? Well, if you just buy, let's say, the Kuda off the wall and upgrade it until you get dead wire, boom, you're done. I forgot to mention that these ammo mods do infinite damage, basically turning any weapon into a wonder weapon. So what's the point in getting a gun from the box if I could just get a light gun off the wall, upgrade it, and then go from there? The last thing that I will say about BO3 is that most of the guns in the game all kind of feel the same, making me even more prone to buying wall weapons. The final game I'll be talking about before moving on into modern zombies is Black Ops 4. The use of dashboarding is no longer available in this game, and also getting what are now elixirs are now harder to get compared to Black Ops 3. That right there is a W for the box. But now we are faced with not only a slight change in the point system, but now in order to fully max out your weapon, you need to pack your weapon 5 times. And to be honest, I don't really mind this. Sure, it sounds like a pain to do, but now it adds time towards your progression on becoming fully powered. And as much as I like to one-shot enemies as long as possible, this game doesn't allow me to do that, which I really like. Now, the ammo mods also took a huge nerf towards how often they trigger, but I don't think they should have nerfed them as hard as they did. And finally, before I talk about the box, I want to talk about the weapon customizations. Black Ops 3 tried to do this, which was kind of fun to do at the time, but I have yet to find a game that has a better weapon customization menu than Black Ops 4. Not only are you limited on having 5 attachments, but some weapons have their own exclusive attachment, making not only leveling up these weapons worth it, but it also gives each of these weapons character. And on top of that, another thing that they did as well is add tiers to certain attachments, creating an even harder time picking out which attachments you want for your guns. There are no bad or useless attachments in this game, like 50 scopes on a gun, but here's the problem. Most of these guns are all wall buys, meaning that all of the cool weapons that have great attachments on them that you would want to unlock are now easily accessible and do not require any luck from the box. Other weapons in the box include guns that can't even be customized in the weapon kit menu, making getting those weapons feel more like a waste of time rather than just leveling up a gun that can be customized. Even with all of the fixes they did from Black Ops 3 to 4, it didn't really help the value that the box once had. But that would be the case if the box didn't have the most overpowered weapon in zombies history in it. The only reason why the box has some form of value on Black Ops 4 is because of the Helion salvo. I rest my case. So now for the moment I'm assuming that you've all been waiting for, let's move on to modern zombies, starting out with Cold War. Scrap the new point system, create a class, weapon rarities, new pack-a-punch system are all valid reasons as to why the mystery box had been sidelined all the way back home. So let's break it down one by one, starting off with the point system. No longer is there such thing as a point making weapon, let alone a bad gun. The points are now deduced down to either 900 points per kill or 115 points per critical kill. That's honestly not a lot of points considering the fact that now there isn't a 4 perk limit anymore, and the expensive 3 tiers that Pack-a-Punch has, and the 2500 point ammo mod. What I will say that Cold War did hilariously well is that almost every weapon in the game unupgraded is pretty good. But here's the thing about the guns in not only this game, but Black Ops 6 and 7. So at a certain point throughout each of these games' life cycle, new seasons release, and with them, brand new weapons, which would inevitably be added to the box. So what's the problem with that, you might ask? Well, for argument's sake, let's say you're feeling classy today and you decide that you want to start off with a pistol. At some point you make it to the box and you want to get the ray gun. I mean, who doesn't want a ray gun in Cold War? It's absolutely broken, it's great for high rounding, and it's just the freaking ray gun. But a small little detail I forgot to mention about the box is that not only are there a total of 64 weapons in Cold War, but the game will give you a random rarity on whatever weapon you get from the box, which can either be one of 4 rarities. So you're telling me that besides the wonder weapons, there are 256 possible different types of weapons that are in the box? That is completely and utterly insane. And that is why I never use the box in modern zombies. Not only are all the weapons in Cold War good, that just means that zombies is now all about the satisfaction of the camo grind. But I mean, come on, man. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, You know you want this. You guys know you want this remade. So yes, Cold War, in my opinion, had the worst mystery box ever. And it sucks because from here on out, it doesn't really get that much better. Black Ops 6 reintroduces Gobblegums, which include the brand new Gobblegum Wonder Bar, which automatically gives you a wonder weapon from the box. They also reintroduced Immolation Liquidation and Crate Power. All of these are fine, but with the limited amount a player has, does it really make that much of a difference? Sure, it's good to have a ray gun, but you can also get one through certain side quests or SAM trials. And for me personally, for the map exclusive wonder weapon, I like it better to get the weapons naturally through their quests rather than from the box. But if you're going for a main quest completion, then I guess this gun is good to have. But the same issue I had with the box in Cold War bleeds into this game as well. Create a class, point system, etc. And it doesn't help that most of the guns in this game are either really boring to use or they had been reintroduced time and time again, just with a different name. I mean, come on, the AK-74, really? So now here we are, Black Ops 7, and the box still sucks, on standard mode. I'm solely going to be talking about curse mode for this section due to obvious reasons. So the classic point system returns, and so does our starting pistol. Finally, after many years of begging, our prayers have been answered. And now I could turn the box off so I can get golden armor. Yeah, curse mode is an interesting one if you go down the route of using relics. I personally haven't tried tier 3 yet, but every game that I play, I use the Akita. Yeah, call me a loser, call me a gooner, I don't care. Inflation in zombies is real. And again, it kind of affects the box. I will say that most of Black Ops 7's weapons are all fun to use. Now, I don't like that you need to prestige all the weapons so you can get the special attachments for said weapon, but that's a conversation for another day. They also took out melee weapons from the box and added gears to help your weapons out a little, which is actually very nice. I just hate the fact that multiple weapons will be added to the box as this game gets older. So my chances on getting a gun I want will be unfairly low. And I'm sorry, but if the Akita gets a nerf on its pellet spread, then so should the prices on Pack-a-Punch and Golden Armor. I mean, come on, 85,000 points to upgrade one gun to tier 3, and that's not even including your perks and armor. But to conclude Black Ops 7, the changes they made to the box were good, but they're not good enough to win me over quite yet. So now I want to move on into how I would fix the box. As of right now, there are 32 weapons in the game, excluding the melee weapons. Black Ops 6 ended up having 56 weapons, so let's say Black Ops 7 will end up with the same. What I would do is have a mystery box menu and have a player pick a minimum amount of 20 guns from the arsenal. You could add every single gun if you wanted, but having 20 weapons with 4 variants would still make 80 different rarity weapons in the box. But then what I would also add is to have a slot for your gear that you get from the box and save it until you find a weapon worthy enough for your gear. Another fix that I would do in the box is reduce the $950 price in standard mode down to 500 points. Points are hard to come by in that mode, and yes, the wall buys will look expensive compared to the box, but for wall buys, not only do you know what you're getting, but if you wait long enough, the wall buys will all eventually turn into gold rarity. And for my final idea for the box would be to add pack crystals, but have them be very rare. I wouldn't want to take too much away from the value of Pack-a-Punch, but the mystery box has been so useless for so long. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and my ideas that I brought to bring the box back to the light. And right now we are about to enter a new year, 2026. Now a year ago from December, I came out with a video of me playing Citadel Day More, and I just started off by just playing it. I knew I kind of wanted to be a zombies YouTuber, and then the next video I did a review of Citadel Day More, and I only had, I believe, 47 subscribers at the time, and as I'm recording right now, we had hit 890 subscribers. You guys are just, seriously, thank you all. This has been a wild ride. I've had a lot of failed videos, I've had a lot of good videos, And every single video that I have made has been such a learning curve for me. A lot of negative comments I've gotten, a lot of positive comments I've gotten. Every single comment I read from you guys, and I always take into consideration things that I can be better at, information that I missed, opinions that I have. And honestly, at the end of the day, I just want to make videos about certain topics that either you guys have never thought of, or topics that you guys have thought of a long time ago, and now you can revisit them and hear me out, and maybe it would change your mind, or it just wouldn't change at all. But either way, I love making these videos, and my channel has been blowing up lately. It's been unfreaking real. I mean, you guys are just the freaking goats, man. Come on! So thank you guys for such a great year. This has been such a learning curve for me. I mean, just figuring out better edits, and like I said, you know, taking in all the negative comments and feedback, and really just bleeding them into what you guys see now. And at the end of the day, if you guys watch this video and I make you smile or laugh or anything, that's really what I want. I just want to make people happy, and I just want to just spread the love of just why I love zombies, and just, you know, whatever the case is, I just love and enjoy doing what I do. So I hope to see you guys in the next year, and if you guys want to subscribe, I won't stop you. And if you guys want to like the video too, I won't stop you. And one last thing is, for the final time this year, if you guys want to spank my bells, hey, I will not stop you. Have a good one, guys. Take care.